Hi, Assalamualaikum. So today my group and I will present about PBT Introduction to Network. So this is our group member, Nur Haliza binti Ibrahim, Nur Amira Balki binti Muhammad Nazir, which is me, Nur Fiza Atira binti Mahazir, and the last one is Nurul Afrika binti Zulkifli.
Introduction. In this PPT, the question asks us to design our own network topology. We also need to configure servers, routers, switches, and wireless routers. Additionally, we learn how to compute the procedure for every subnet. After configuring every network device and server, we must ping to see whether our configuration was successful or not.
Logical network design show how data behave between network device. Lines represent data flow, not physical cable. For the second pitch is physical network design. Represent your network physical device and cable. Lines represent cable connection rather than data flow.
So for the task number 1, initial setting configuration, configure all router and switches with the following initial setting requirement. The first one is disable DNS lookup. For the command is config t, no IP domain lookup, and then exit. So for the second question is enable a not encrypted password DFC 202143. So the command is enable password DFC 20143. The third question is console password PBU. So the command is line console 0 and then password PBU. For the fourth one is encrypt all password. For the command is service password and server password encryption. And the last one is banner MOTD, any appropriate message that include warning. So the command is config t, banner MOTD, hashtag warning, hashtag, and then exit.
For the task 2, we have to complete the network topology in the packet tracer. This is the subnet and require host. JTMK department 13 hosts, JNSK department 8 hosts, student cafe wireless 10 hosts, and one subnet 2 hosts, DBSRV 2 hosts. This is the completed topology that we have done.
For task 3, construct IP before addressing and perform subnetting. Given the IP before address 192.165.110.0.0/24. Find the network address and new subnet mask. Next, based on the IP assignment in table 2 below, for JTMK department subnet, first usable IP address to be configured on router interface. Last usable IP address to be configured as switch management IP. For JMSK department subnet, first usable IP address to be configured on router interface. Last usable IP address to configure as switch management IP. For student cafe wireless subnet, first usable IP address to be configured on router interface, last usable IP address to configure as wireless router management IP. For one subnet, first and second usable IP address to be configured on router interface, and lastly DB/SRV subnet, first usable IP address to be configured on router interface, and fifth usable IP address to be configured on host server interface. For question 1, calculate the IP address required for each subnet and design it in addressing scheme table 3. Default subnet mask, new subnet mask. Table 3, subnet mask JTK, number of valid hosts 13, network address CIDR 100.192.195.65.10.0. First host address 192.165.10.1. Last host address 192.165.10.12. For broadcast address 192.165.0.13. For JMSK, number of valid hosts 8, network address CIDR 192.165.10.14. First host address 192.165.10.0. Last host address 192.165.10.28. Broadcast address 192.165.10.43. For cafe, number of valid hosts 10, network address CIDR 192.165.10.30. First host address 192.165.1.331. Last host address 192.165.10.42. Broadcast address 192.165.10.43. One subnet, number of valid hosts 2, network address 192.165.10.44. First host address 192.195.10.45. Last host address 192.165.10.68. Broadcast address 192.165.10.969. For question 3, complete the IP address in table 4 below based on the IP assignment in table 2. So for device, we have PBU, ICT, Student Cafe, DBSRV, JMSK Department, JTMK Department, JTMK PC1, JTMK PC2, JTMK PC3, JTMK PC4, JTMK PC5. For JMSK PC1, JMSK PC2, JMSK PC3, JMSK PC4, and JMSK PC5. We have also Student Cafe PC1, Student Cafe PC2. For interface, for default gateway, device PBU, we got no answer. Also ICT, we got no answer. For the rest, we have get the default gateway.
So for the task number 4, router, host and server configuration based on IP address that has been assigned in table 3. Configure all router hosted and IP interface. Hostname PBU. So for the interface, gigabyte internet 0/0, IP address 192.185.10 and 17. For the gigabyte internet 1/1, for the IP address is 192.165.10 and 1. And for the gigabyte internet 0/2, the IP address is 192 and 165.10 and 34. So for the hostname ICT, there is no IP address for interface gigabyte 0/0. For the interface gigabyte internet 0/1, IP address 192.165.10 and 89868. And then for the interface serial 0/0/0, IP address 192.165.10 and 51. For the question number 2 is configure all host name and device name and IP interface. So this is the JTMK department subnet and JMSK department subnet. We have already configured all the host name, device name, and the IP interface. For the last question is configure the server hostname and IP interface. So the display name will be DBSRV. The IP configuration is static. IPv4 address 192.165.10 and 69. The subnet mask will be 255.255.255 and 240.
Okay, my name is Nahizat Ibrahim. First, the next task is configure wireless router and clients. Configure the cafe WR network device. So, question 1, SSID. Input any name. cafe, then the password is DFC 20143 sesi1 underscore 2223. Then click the WPA dash PSK. Okay, the third question is enable the DHP using the student cafe wireless subnet. Then start IP address is 192.165.10.34. Then click the enable and start IP address 192.165.10.35, and the maximum number of users is 17. Okay, next question is all cafe WR clients should get IP address from wireless router dynamically. Okay, for PC1, PC2, and PC3, we choose the fast Ethernet 0 and click the DHCP, and the DHCP request is successful. Okay, the next step is we have to ping from JTMK PC2 to JMSK PC2, and the IP address is 192.164.110.3, and we have to ping from JMSK PC1 to Student Cafe 0/0, and the IP address is 192.165.10.19. And the last one is JMSK PC2 to DBSRV, and the IP address is 192.165.10 and 20. And we got this successful after we ping all from this.
Question. Based on this style, we have learned to create our topology figure for each network device, which is router, switches, and wireless router and server. We also learned how to calculate process for each subnet. After we have done configure all the network device and server, we have to ping to see it's successful or not. That's all from us. Thank you.